What's up, guys? We back with another one, and I just briefly want to touch on the Deandre Ayton Phoenix Suns situation. This is headed for disaster. I hate to say it, but we know what this is. You can hear Ayton in his interviews, man. I'm gonna play those clips first, and I'm gonna tell you what I think about it. Here you go. Check it out.
How have you and Monty kind of been able to move
I haven't
on?
spoken to Monty. No, I haven't spoken to him at all. Ever since the game.
So not even
No.
open that changes
I'm here.
You happy to be here, Deandre?
Yeah, I'm alright. When I'm in between those lines, man, I just work. I'm not playing for myself. I have an organization across my chest and a name on my back I have to represent. I'm just here to work.
If you could talk to Monty, what would you want to talk to him about? What would you want to tell him?
Huh?
If you could talk to Monty, what would you want to talk to him about? What would you want to tell him?
I can show him better than I can tell him.
Talked to a bunch of our guys. As I said earlier this summer, like they needed a break from me, the gym. Unless you were in the gym like every day, I've had interactions with everybody, talking to guys about deep stuff. There's a number of guys I haven't talked to.
You don't think there's an issue here that might linger and affect the team if you're not communicating?
Not at all. Not at all. I'll talk to everybody as I always do during camp. It won't be an issue at all.
Is it okay for a coach and player to see situations, disagreements that happen all the time?
Absolutely. Talk to Chris. I see things differently a lot.
Congratulations on obviously getting the deal. Just maybe your thoughts now that you got that. Maybe what was your initial reaction once the Suns matched the Pacers off?
I was happy. It was all done, I guess.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay.
So as you can see, man, Ayton is short with his answers. Dude don't feel good about everything that's transpired over the past year and a half. Going into last season, they couldn't reach an agreement. Ayton was asking for one thing. The Suns, they wanted to give him another. The up and downs between himself and Monty Williams, they're well documented. We've seen Ayton pulled out of the games, most namely the Dallas Mavericks blowout in Game 7 in Phoenix. He was pulled out. Monty has some less than stellar words to say about Ayton and his maturity pretty much. So Ayton, their relationship's been strained for a good while now, for the better part of last season. And now, so fast forward, we saw Indiana extend a offer sheet to Ayton, and we thought, pretty much since the Suns didn't extend them, they never reached an agreement. Monty Williams is clearly their coach for the foreseeable future. He doesn't get along with Ayton. We thought, okay, he's gonna walk. They're just gonna let Ayton walk. But that's not the case. That didn't happen. They can't trade him to January the 15th now. The thing that's gonna hurt, Ayton is a young player. This is his first contract to make a significant amount of money. And he still did, don't get me wrong, by our standards or by normal people's standards, he's still getting the bag, whatever. But when you look at it as a player at that age, they want the most they can get out of that contract. And he simply wasn't offered that. And when Indiana extended the offer sheet, we were like, okay, he's going to go team up with Halliburton. They're going to make a nice little young duo. It is what it is. But Phoenix then matches it and brings him back. And see, it would be one thing if it was an issue with just the front office, but he doesn't like the coach that he's playing for to compound that problem. So, man, I think you add that in with Chris Paul's leadership style where he's up in your face, demanding the best from you night in and night out. We saw how Ayton responded to it earlier in his career. He was very receptive to Chris Paul's leadership. In a lot of ways, it took his game to new heights. They reached the finals. They played pretty well last season. Still a number one seed. Just a blowout in Game 7 versus the Suns. It left a bitter taste in their mouth. But if you looked at the young core, you were like, okay, well, they need to bounce back, come back stronger this year. But, you know, you always knew that question mark was there with Ayton, and I thought he fared pretty well throughout the season with the contract situation looming. But now, I think it's at the point of no return. At some point in this contract, they may have to trade him because I think the relationship is too far gone, and they didn't pay him what he thought he was worth. They just matched what the market offered him. You know what I'm saying? So from his perspective, he feels like it's a slap in the face. From the organization's perspective, they feel like he's not worth what he think he is. So that's not a good place to be, especially for a young player like that. They're looking to capitalize. They've been working all their lives to get what they can get out this game. And let's face it, it's a business. So it's a business for the team, and it's a business for Ayton. And they don't see things nowhere near the same. So, hey, this Phoenix, you getting what you getting this year. I do not expect them to be a top overall seed again this year. It's just I don't have any more words for it, man. I just want to know what y'all think in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is going to play out nicely? Ayton, when he touches the court, he'll kind of block this out and get back to doing what he does just off instinct? Or do you think this is going to be in his head during the game and he's just going to kind of be out there going through the motions, like getting his stats, but really not trying to go the extra mile and hurt himself, you know, for his potential future team? Like, is he just going to do enough, get his stats, keep him up? Or is he going to still be that Ayton we saw that helped him get to the finals, where he was playing great against Jokic and everybody else? He struggled with Giannis, but who didn't struggle with Giannis that year, you know, that the Bucks won the championship? So I don't think the organization, I feel like they held that against him, the way he played against Brook Lopez and Giannis. But I mean, that's a big front line, big experience front line, man. And Ayton, like, getting past Jokic is already a tall task. So I feel like, I thought he had earned his contract in that series, to be quite honest, but evidently they didn't think so. So let me know what you think in the comments, man. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.